Man, y'all know I let the beat play, I let the music flow on this channel, man. That's how I do. If you're just tuning in, oh yeah, you know how I do on this channel, man. Old subscribers, new subscribers, much appreciated. Appreciate everyone just passing through. Appreciate everyone who tunes in, man. This is Jared, the 20-year recovering sex addict. Jared, the 20-year recovering abusive sex addict, back at it. And it's about Saturday, 10:30 at night. I feel good. I worked out this morning, probably gonna work out again tonight. And yeah, that's what this channel is about, man, becoming the best version of you. So let's get it. This is my sex addiction, part 11. And I call it masturbation versus fornication. Are you addicted? Well, let's get to it. You know, when this addiction first started, let me go back to the beginning. When I lost my virginity, it's a story I never told. Even that girl didn't know, man. When I lost my virginity, I was put it like this, I was a teenager, and that female was older. We'll just put it like that. And she happened to be addicted to latex. And she actually wasn't lying. A lot of females tell a lot of lies around sex, but she wasn't. She was a sweetheart. But she didn't know I was a virgin. And I say this story because when I first had sex, when I first lost my virginity, I never used a condom. Well, let's just say from the moment that happened, man, I was hooked. I was off and running. Now, I didn't release inside of her, but that feeling was something that I fell in love with. I got addicted to that raw sex, you know, that feeling of affection and intimacy that comes with skin to skin contact. Man, I needed it. I wanted it. That was the way that I preferred to have sex at an early age. And I just want to tell you that, you know, I want to keep this as PG as possible for you too, but I want to tell you that, look, man, when you stimulate all her senses, when she's firing on all cylinders, it's a go. No one's reaching for a prophylactic. No one's taking precautions. And don't get me wrong, man, I'm not talking about each and every woman on this planet. I'm just making a general statement. There are anomalies out there that support a different point of view. So obviously I haven't been with everyone, but I'm talking about just in general, man. Women will agree with me. Trust me. If she was reaching for every last precaution with you, she probably wasn't turned all the way on. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but when a woman, man, when you stimulate that mind and you stimulate that body and you got her just like this, ready to go, when it's in the air, you know, click your heel 3 times, say a prayer, and dive in deep and then, all right. All I'm just saying is it's the last thing on anyone's mind, man. And situations happen. It's not something that I would recommend doing nowadays, and Lord knows I got away with a lot. I definitely rolled the dice with my body and rolled the dice with women a lot of times. That's all I can say. But if a woman has laid down with me, man, you know how I got down. I can't hide it. I'm sorry to say that, you know, if you had sex with me, look, man, you weren't the only one that I would look. I told y'all the good, the bad, the ugly. You're going to get the truth on this channel. And the truth was, I was addicted to cream pies. I was addicted to not pulling out. I was addicted to that intimacy and that affection and, risking it all. I just tried to do it organically. I mean, these were real situations, real encounters, real relationships most of the time. So let's talk about masturbation versus fornication, right? I say this because a lot of young men out there don't and cannot relate to what I'm talking about. Masturbation is cheap, it's easy. Cheap, easy dopamine releases that take no effort. You lose testosterone every time you do this. You feel tired. You feel shameful. You feel depleted. Lack of energy. When you watch porn and you masturbate, it can get you addicted to watching other people. If you do this enough, sometimes you have problems when it becomes a one-on-one setting. Sometimes you can have, like a lot of young guys I know, man, it's crazy. They kind of have a form of erectile dysfunction, and that's because you watch a screen so much that when it comes time to actually interacting with the female, you have issues. That's crazy. I never thought I would see something like that, and that's rampant out here right now. Plus, if you didn't know, man, when you do watch porn, you actually open up a portal. It's actually demonic. To take it a step further, man, it's a ritual, whether you realize it or not. But I'm not going to get too much into the spiritual, religious side of it. It can create a lot of bad habits. And I'm talking about this because there's a lot of young men out there that are forming these bad habits instead of actually having relationships and encounters with women. You tend to release these easy dopamine. You tend to just be by yourself a lot. And that's so unhealthy, man. What I know is something totally different, and what I know is fornication. That's what I was addicted to. I was addicted to touching. I was addicted to the scent of a woman, the scent of her arousal, that touch, that affection, the eye contact that a woman gives, the oral and nonverbal communication that you can have, that a male and a female has, when you know that you're going to be intimate with one another. That foreplay, that apprehension, that nervousness, that good nervousness, because the two of you feel the same about each other. It's what I've said before when I mentioned that this is why this channel is called Jared, the 20-year recovering sex addict, and not Jared, the 20-year recovering masturbator. I never had a problem with masturbation. Did I do it at one point? Oh, sure. Did I abuse that too? Oh, of course. But my main focus was never pornography. It was never with myself. It was 20 plus years of laying down with females. And like I said before, my sex addiction saved me. It saved me from actually having a bad relationship a negative relationship with pornography and masturbation. I was just able to just stop. I mean, shoot, I think quitting weed and quitting cigarettes was harder than quitting masturbation, because there's such a disconnect with watching a screen and touching yourself versus human contact and human interaction. there is no substitute for it. And I'm talking about this because I realize there's a lot of guys out here who do not know what I'm saying. And I feel bad for them because we live in such a world where there's such a disconnect and such hate between men and females. I don't know if it's ever going to go back to a world in which I grew up in. So the most I can do is get on this channel and talk about it, talk about the differences, and try to bridge the gap. But in conclusion, what I will say is, look, I'm not going to tell you not to masturbate at all. I mean, you do what you want to do. But what I will say is, if you have to do it, try not to do it watching pornography. Try not to do it looking at a screen, because what it does is basically leave you wanting more. The next time you do it, the next release you're looking for, you're probably going to have to look for something a little bit more aggressive than what it was that got you off before to achieve the same climax. So look, I'm not a doctor. I'm only who I am. That's me. That's Jared. That's this channel. And I told you before, I'm gonna give you nothing but the truth. I'm gonna try to be as upfront as possible. I know I've been rambling a little bit, but you know I don't do any editing on this channel. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, discernment over delusion 2023. Live for something greater than one's own self-gratification. This is Jared, the 20-year recovering sex addict. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Blessings to you tonight. Have a good one. I'm out.